I literally was not looking for follows or attention.
You wanted to hurt him. Yeah, this ain't about follows. This ain't about attention. You wanted to hurt him. Mission accomplished.
And to heal from my...
Stop lying. Like, yo, that shit is such social media bull. That shit is such social media bull. I wanted to heal. I wanted to heal. Why you ain't go to therapy? Good luck. Alright, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video. Alright, so apparently there's a situation going on involving CoryXKenshin and some girl named Panda Ninja XX official on TikTok. Alright, and this morning when I caught wind of what was happening, I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube, basically, you know, with guys reacting and giving their 2 cents on the shit that was happening. And to be honest with you, based off of what I heard, I don't even really understand what the whole, how should I say, backlash or hubbub, you know, for lack of a better word, or debacle is about. Because frankly, when you really look at the situation at its core, I don't know what the big deal is. Like, it's not even that fucking serious, you know. And I want to preface everything that I'm going to say by saying this: CoryXKenshin is dead ass one of the biggest inspirations behind my channel. I have to keep it a buck. Even the way that I'm editing the shit, you could already see the damn, you know, influence, you know, off rip. And when I first started my YouTube channel, this shit was actually a gaming channel. You know what I'm saying? Inspired by CoryXKenshin himself. Like, if you go back and you go on my YouTube channel and you go on oldest videos, you'll see that this shit was practically like a CoryXKenshin carbon copy channel until I found myself as a content creator. But this dude was the main inspiration behind that. He was the one that made me feel like I could do YouTube. He wasn't the sole inspiration behind my YouTube channel, but he was one of them. Like, the people that I was watching was CoryXKenshin, Burleezy, Chris Jones, Low Tier God, Afro Sendru, and a couple other guys. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I would say Cory is like at the top of that list, if not damn near number one, you know, of that. And being that he's such a big inspiration, what my opinions are completely objective. So it's like, let's take that out of the equation. Because when I was watching and listening to all of these videos with different guys talking about the shit, I was like, all right, so let me take my respect and admiration for this guy out of the equation. And how would I judge the situation if this was any other person on the street? Like, if this was any other public figure guy that, like, I knew of. And I'm thinking of the situation and I'm like, nah, there's no fucking way that, like, niggas is coming for Cory and niggas is trying to cancel Cory because of this shit. And this reminds me a lot of, like, the Heavenly Controller fucking situation back in 2021. It's like a whole bunch of shit, but when you really think critically about the situation, it's like, yo, like, what are we even talking about right now? Basically, what the situation is, what it seems like what happened to me, based off of everything that I've seen from her TikTok and other content creators, is that they had a relationship, I guess, some years ago. And based off of that, what it looks like they're walking through some type of hotel or some shit. That shit was from like 2016, 2017. That was a long ass time ago. Like, just look at fucking Cory. You could tell how old that video is. And she's disgruntled. They had a bad relationship. Clearly, obviously it wasn't the best relationship, you know, just relatively speaking. It wasn't a good one. And I guess being that Cory is the person that he is, coupled with the shit that she's got going on in her personal life, it seems like now she just decided to want to come out and talk about the shit. And again, like, if you're a victim, you're entitled to tell your story whenever you want to tell your fucking story. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you want to tell your truth, that's fine. But in my opinion, she's not a victim. She's not a victim. It's just that she's been through some shit with a particular dude And then she decided to want to tell that story. But my thing is, I'm like, yo, if that was really on your heart, you would have been told that story. I feel like this shit has more to do with the fact that Cory is, you know, a famous, successful YouTuber. And she knew what the outcome was going to be as it relates to her coming out and saying shit about him. Because she made it very clear who she was discussing. Shit, she put the fucking video out with him in it. So there's no way that she came out and said all of these things about Cory and she didn't know what type of backlash was going to come from that. Because in my opinion, it's like, if you were going to tell that story, you didn't have to. It's like, for what she was saying about him and her time with him, like her experience with him, you didn't really have to put the story out. If your objective was to not defame Cory and just to heal and tell your story for different women out there that been through the same thing, you didn't have to include his name in there. So a little bit earlier, I see she put a video out basically, I guess, responding to the fucking backlash. And it's like, well, shit, if you didn't frame it in such a way where you were like like as almost as if you were dating Diddy and CoryXKenshin like forced you to go to one of Diddy's freak offs and shit, you wouldn't have to come out and try to dispel the shit that you said or that you implied. Based off of that caption that she put in front of that video with her and Cory, you pretty much set it up for people to take it like he, you know, sexually assaulted you. You set it up that way. Even though in that video, blatantly, you could tell that they were both playing around and all of that shit was just in jest, but you knew people were going to take that shit and run with it in this era now. Where it's like, throughout 2024, throughout 2025, it's just been nothing of situations where women have come out and accused said successful men of certain fucking things that they did to them, that they were victimized by certain types of guys. Some had merit and some didn't, but this clearly doesn't even really have a leg to stand on, in my opinion, because like I said, you're not a victim if you were just in a bad relationship that you chose to stay in, way after the fact. Because my thing is this, like, if you know that someone doesn't respect you, if you know that you're not going to be treated the way that you deserve by this person, and then they showed you over and over and over again that they don't really value you like that, is it really their fault that you keep going back to them, or is it your fault? Because it's a choice that you're deciding to make at a certain point. It's not really on them, it's on you. If I know I got a fake ass friend and he does fake ass shit behind my back, I know he's a snake, but yet I just keep turning a blind eye to a lot of shit, or I just keep waking up the next day and expecting him to be a different type of dude. If he keeps stabbing me in the back and slapping me in the face, whose fault is it at that point? I know who I'm dealing with. And she's old enough to have known that. You know what I'm saying? And then let me also say this too, because she said that, oh, well, people are going to say, well, why didn't you just leave him? And her response is, I'm human. Well, so is fucking Cory. Because let me tell you something right now. Cory is someone who, as far as I've seen of him on YouTube, he's a guy who has always put out positivity and set a good example, not only for kids, but also for other content creators that, you know, were coming up behind him like me type shit. And I'm gonna quote Chris Jones. People on YouTube, they only show you what they want you to see. And when it comes to the majority of public figures, even regular people, most people don't live up to the image of themselves that they project to people that don't know them like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could know a couple and then like they could present a certain image to their friends and family, but then you don't know who they are behind closed doors. And the majority of celebrities that we all know, I bet you the majority of them don't even act the way that they do on camera behind closed doors. Cory was a toxic guy. Shit, so are the majority of niggas. So like if that's the case, it's like if every guy's ex-girlfriend were to come out and put out text messages and tell stories about, you know, the shit that they did, nigga, yo, motherfuckers would be trying to cancel me if I was famous enough. If that was the case, it's like, yeah, we've all had relationships where we've done dumb shit, men and women. You know what I'm saying? Where women stayed in a relationship too long and niggas did shit with girls that we shouldn't have. Niggas was young, we were coming up. That's how you grow and you do better. You know what I'm saying? Just because you had a bad experience with this dude doesn't necessarily negate all the good that this man has done. And I'm saying that not only to, you know, Panda fucking Ninja, but I'm also saying that to all the people that want to come out and say, oh, I knew Cory was a weirdo all along. Yo, I knew Cory was this, I knew Cory was that. It's like, yo, come on, man. It's like the same shit with Will Smith. Will Smith's whole career was all about spreading positivity, knowledge, and light, and putting smiles on people's faces, making people laugh and shit. And then the one, you know, opportunity people had to talk shit to him or about him, people did just that, and then they won't let him live it down. It's like, yo, I'd be damned if I had a platform and a voice that I'm gonna let this shit go down with Cory without me actually saying something. Because I know how society is. I know how people are. If your image is too quote unquote perfect, people can't wait, you know, for you to fall. That's just how it is. That's exactly how it is. Like, people can't wait for you to finally make a mistake so people can say, aha, I knew he wasn't as perfect as we thought that he was. It's the same thing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was, you know, technically the ideal basketball player. He was a superstar until it came out that he had a gambling problem. And the people tried to say that, oh, his gambling problem had to do with his father's death. People can't wait to tear down a successful black man that put out a positive image. Like, would people care as much as if a girl came out and said that shit about a rapper like Drake or fucking Young Thug or Playboy Cardi or some shit? Nobody would give a fuck, because it's like, that's what comes with the territory of being a fucking rapper. But it seems like, oh, because you're a YouTuber and you have a positive image, it's like you have to have that positive image 24/7. It's like, no, people fall short. Just like how Panda Ninja, her alibi for her staying or dealing with a guy that she feels was fucked up towards her, you know, her alibi is that, oh, I'm human. Well, shit, same for this guy. I've done dumb shit in my first relationship ever. I'm like, yeah, just because she'll come out and say that, oh, he did. I mean, I didn't do anything fucking wild or crazy. But yeah, I made my fair share of mistakes too. But that's not an indictment on me as a fucking human being. You know what I'm saying? This shit reminds me a lot of Jonah Hill and this girl that he used to date years ago. And this was a story that came out in 2023. And it's like, they were already separated for a significant amount of time. But all of a sudden, Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend want to come out and say, oh, he was a narcissist and he was a misogynist and he tried to control my life. And I'm like, okay, if that's actually what happened, okay, fine, cool. But past a certain point, you should just relish in the fact that he's not in your life anymore and he can't abuse you mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever. And it gets to a point where you shouldn't even talk about that shit anymore because it's not even relevant. We're in 2025. She was with this guy almost 10 years ago, if not 10 years ago. And you're mentioning this shit now? And it's not like this is some Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, Diddy related ass story. It's like, no, he was just a toxic boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching these videos and I'm like, yo, I'm waiting to figure out what she's actually accusing this guy of. Because the only thing you really implied was that, yo, he sexually assaulted you, because that's the footage you put out. You didn't say anything else. It's like, oh, he hurt me and all this shit. And I'm like, yo, like, she had breast cancer. I don't know if she has that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Positive energy her way. But at the same time, it's like, why would you go to that guy with that type of news and then be surprised at his reaction? You already knew he was that type of dude towards you the whole entire time. So can we really get mad at him, or can we really get mad at you? That's like me going to a restaurant and then I know that they're not going to serve me, but I keep going there knowing that they're not going to give me what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this situation, I don't have any sympathy for that girl whatsoever, because I know it's like the timing of this shit is not a coincidence. You coming out with this shit now is not a coincidence. Like, I thought, I was like, oh, okay. So again, I'm not bashing her. I'm not making fun of her character. I'm not making fun of the fact that she has cancer. I'm just saying, it's like, oh, so you have cancer. The situation might not be getting any better. So you're saying I'm not about to leave this earth without, you know, unearthing my trauma and shit. And he broke my heart, so I want to tell everybody how he broke my heart. Knowing that this guy has a positive image, damn near spotless image, like everybody was saying. I'm like, yo, homie doesn't even curse on his YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? And then you know people are going to take that and run with it. I don't have any sympathy for you. Because I can understand, like, if she actually had something to expose, if she actually had something to reveal, like if you're gonna come out and say something about him, it's like actually have something substantial to say. You didn't have anything to say about the shit other than the fact that, yeah, he just wasn't really nice to you. You know what I mean? And again, like, I'm not really surprised because, again, at you know, how should I say, that type of echelon, you know, at that tax bracket, at that status, I'm like, yeah, it's going to change the way dudes deal with the people in their lives. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. That's not just Cory. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. He's not wrong for that. It's like, all right, well, if we're gonna hold Cory to if people are gonna criticize Cory, then make sure you criticize every other fucking public figure out there that has had relationships with women and has fallen short. Cause that's every fucking body. This is not everybody's shit was aired out like dirty laundry, like she decided to do with his. And to me, that's fucked up because, again, when you're somebody that you made a point to do a lot of good, you know, with your fucking platform, it's like people should want to give you way more grace than that. Way more grace than that. It's like the way that motherfuckers jump the gun, it's almost as if like, yo, like this girl's about to like give you something. She's not. She's not. It's like, honestly, to me, she's not even really worth half the trouble that she's causing right now. To be honest with you. And if Cory stopped fucking with her, I'm not surprised why, because of shit like this. And I've had plenty of videos on my channel where I've said thus far, like, yo, a woman 9 times out of 10 is always going to be a man's downfall. 9 times out of 10. And it's like, my mentality with women these days is like, yo, let me just be a nice guy coming in and a nice guy going out. So if anything, if somebody were to ask her what it was like to be with me, she's going to have nothing but positive things to say. What can she say? Oh, things didn't work out. That's it. Because I learned from the mistakes that I made, you know, in my first relationship. So at least it's like, you know, I went through all of that so that way I don't do the same type of shit anymore. She's the only one that's coming out saying some shit. And she's saying that like, oh, more women are going to come forth and they're going to tell their stories. Like, what are you trying to do? And in the same breath, she's trying to say, oh, I'm not trying to defame him. Stop with the cap. You're trying to defame Cory, bro. Because otherwise, why else would you have mentioned his name and put out a video that you never put out before? Now you want to put the shit out? You know what I'm saying? Like a video from fucking 2016, 2017? Now you want to put the shit out? What was the agenda? To try to tear him down. To get some type of revenge. Because you didn't get what you felt like you deserved out of that relationship. So since you didn't get those things, you're going to get revenge. At least. So let me just play this clip real quick. Let me respond to it. And I'm going to wrap my thoughts up after that.
And this is very important. I'm saying this literally with all my heart. This was never about defaming Cory at all.
Cap.
It literally was me venting about something that happened to me in the past that did hurt me.
Okay, so then you could have just kept that shit vague and said, this happened to me by somebody that I dated, and you would have kept it moving. You knew people was gonna rock with that. You knew people were gonna wait for you to say CoryXKenshin. I knew he had girls, but yo, dude is super private with, you know what I'm saying, the relationship that he has. So nobody would have known none of this would have happened unless you came out and said it. You wanted attention. That's what I'm saying. You can't say you didn't want attention, and, you know what I'm saying, without fucking putting that nigga's name in the fucking videos and shit like that. You wanted attention. You wanted attention. I can't say like, oh, I don't want attention, but then I tag the most famous person that I know people are going to pay attention to in my fucking video. You did it for clicks. You did it for attention. You did it to hurt him. You might not have wanted the attention per se, but you knew it would have hurt him. You wanted to hurt Cory like he hurt you. Just be honest about the fact. Just say that. Just say that.
I felt at that moment that I wanted to share with people that may have similar experiences like I did.
Mentioning Cory's name wasn't that necessary to do that if that was
so
the goal.
Basically what I'm going to show you now is everything pertaining to the situation.
Airing out texts and shit like that. For what?
Proof.
For what?
Literally...
It's like you've already accomplished the goal, but now you're going above and beyond because I've seen the video already. She's like just showing more text messages to prove that she was dating the nigga. Oh, but you aren't trying to defame this guy. You're trying to make him look bad. This has nothing to do with healing. This is why they have therapy. You don't have to put your business out there to heal. Stop with the fucking cap. Like healing has nothing to do with the internet. It has very little to do with the internet. That's like I write poetry. Yeah, I don't have to put somebody's name in the shit in the fucking title in order to write whatever the fuck it is that I want to write. I could be very, you know, cryptic and obscure about what I'm saying. Like, just stop. Like, I don't know. Like, just people, like, it's like literally just like the weaponization, like weaponizing being a fucking victim in this era right now. Weaponizing cancel culture, weaponizing being a fucking victim. And again, like, if someone's actually a victim, I will support that if you have tangible evidence. She doesn't have a leg to stand on with the shit that she's talking about. And the fucked up part is not even her. It's the fact that people took a little bit and ran with that shit and stressed the shit.
Not intended to attack or have attacks towards Cory. So please stop the essay.
Cap, you knew what people was gonna do. You knew what people was gonna do.
That is not true.
You knew what people was gonna do. You knew that shit.
There was no cheat.
She could have put like a regular fucking video of them like just sitting and chilling, and she could have put that same caption. People wouldn't even have thought of fucking sexual assault. But you picked that one specific video, probably out of all the videos that you had, and you mean to tell me that you didn't mean for people to take it that way? Stop capping. Stop capping.
Or pregnancy. There was no editing of messages. Those were literally rumors that they made you guys believe because they were trying to...
No, people took what you put out there and then they stretched it. If you never put the shit out there, no one would have had that type of ammunition to come at Cory like that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, don't throw a stone then hide your hands like you didn't do nothing. That's what I'm saying. Be held accountable for the actions that you made. So you decided to air certain dirty laundry. These are the consequences that are behind that shit. People look at you as a victim, and then now they're vilifying Cory for what? For doing shit that every other boyfriend has done at some point. Every other nigga has done at some point in his fucking life. In one relationship or another. Every dude has been an asshole at some point. Every nigga has been toxic before. Some niggas stay toxic. Some niggas grow out of the shit.
Bring traction to their content. Oh, other creators or whoever was trying to say something or do something. I literally said, and I'm emphasizing this because people keep thinking that this is what I wanted and this is not what I wanted. But I literally was not looking for follows or attention.
You wanted to hurt him. Yeah, this ain't about follows. This ain't about attention. You wanted to hurt him. Mission accomplished.
And to heal from my...
Stop fucking lying. Like, yo, that shit is such social media bullshit. That shit is such social media bullshit. I wanted to heal. I wanted to heal. Why you ain't go to therapy? Why you ain't go to therapy? Like, you got insurance, so take your ass to therapy and talk about the shit. It's like, did you have a therapist where you could have went and said, you know, I'm thinking about airing dirty laundry? Bet your therapist would have told you, like, yo, this is probably what's going to happen because the guy that you're dealing with is really fucking famous. So just understand the consequences that might come behind that. You're going to get attacked. He's going to get attacked. Don't put your fucking hands up because you started the shit. You started it. Y'all had a private relationship. Nobody, I didn't even know. I never even heard of this girl. I didn't even know Cory had a girlfriend that looked like this chick until today. I didn't know you existed until today. Nobody would have known that. You could have healed quietly by yourself. It could have been a private thing between you, a therapist, and your friends and your family. But yet you decided to put that shit out there for the fucking public, for public consumption. So don't act innocent now. That's my issue. Don't act innocent now.
I just want to address the fake messages that have been going around, or tweets, or whatever it is that people are editing, and they're fake. If it's anything outside my TikTok, they're fake.
And she went to TikTok. She went to TikTok out of all places to put this shit out. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't have sympathy for that shit.
I gave what I had to clear up the false allegations against Cory.
That you set up, by the way.
And that content creators made up is not fair to him or me.
You started it. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't put it on other people. You put the shit out.
It was not about that at all.
I know what it was about. Like I said, like this was an emotional game that she was playing to hurt him. Because it's like the same thing with Jonah Hill's ex. Like, what was the reason in putting it out? Like, yo, that man moved on. He has a new girlfriend and has a baby on the way. But then now you want to come out and say that he was a misogynist and he was super controlling. What are people going to do with this information now but try to bash him? It's the same thing. You try to frame it the same way. Like, I am trying to tell my truth. I'm saying this because I want to heal. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have to bash this nigga to fucking do that, but okay. Sure. Right. It's just like, y'all know exactly what the fuck y'all doing. And it's like, real people who think critically can see through the shit, you know, as clear as fucking day.
Dropped on my TikTok, please.
Dropped on my TikTok.
Legit.
Like, as if she's like releasing music or some shit.
Me. Anything on Twitter pertaining to the situation at all is not legit. Who claim to be friends, unless it's crazy.
She ain't really got shit to say.
And people are literally editing.
She ain't really got shit to say. And then, like I said, she's fucking, you know, airing out texts. I don't even know how long ago this shit was, but it's like y'all was texting on like Xbox or some shit from what I fucking heard, or some shit. And it's like, what are you getting out of this now? Even the fact that, like, I can understand she was like, yo, I didn't mean to do all of this. I was just trying to heal. Clearly it backfired. I'm gonna remove all of this content off of the internet and I'm gonna move on with my life. That's not what she said. She's like, okay, I didn't mean to do all of this, but here goes this whole entire text thread that was originally private between me and Cory. This is like a complete betrayal of trust. You know what I'm saying? If there was any trust between the two of y'all, at least he probably could have trusted you to keep y'all shit private, because you kept it private this long and now you want to put the shit out. Like, I don't feel bad for her. It's like, I don't feel bad for her the way that I feel bad for Cassie and Diddy victims, the Jane Does and Aubrey and fucking Danny DeCane and all them women that, like, Diddy fucked up, Kim Porter and shit. Like, I don't feel bad for her at all, because she had real proof that she was being physically, sexually abused. She had paper. She had receipts. Your only receipts point to him being a fucking, dare I say, yeah, bad boyfriend. I was a bad boyfriend at one point in my fucking life. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, yeah, I was this perfect dude. I wasn't, and I'm not. Nobody's perfect. It's rare that, again, people can live up to the image that people to the standard or the pedestal that people hold them to. Because everybody holds CoryXKenshin in a very fucking high esteem. Very high esteem. Like, people look up to this guy. And yeah, he fell short in his private fucking life. And that wasn't for anybody to know. You know what I mean? And if, again, like, he was really that bad, it's like, yo, you wouldn't have been answering this nigga's text. Because, like, yo, bro, like, I could try to hit up one of my exes or some shit like that. They're not even going to answer me. They're done. You know what I'm saying? But you kept trying to reach for something that, according to you, was never there. Is that his fault or is that your fault? Who is really the victim here? The only victim I see is Cory, because like I said, you knew what you were doing by trying to purposely defame this guy to heal. You don't need TikTok to heal. You don't. It's like what fucking Brian McKnight said about his brother. It's like, yeah, you know.
Big thanks to Claude McKnight's tasteless and self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok.
On TikTok. Come on, man. Like, you didn't have to go to TikTok, you know what I'm saying, for that shit, because not everything is for fucking, you know, content. Not everything is for public consumption, man. And, you know, with that said, that's pretty much all my thoughts on this shit, you know. But the point I'm making is, like, I know a lot of motherfuckers are like, oh, you know, I'm not taking any sides. I'm just trying to be 100% neutral, bro. I'm rocking with Cory, man. Until I have enough reason to otherwise, to feel otherwise, I'm rocking with this dude. Because like I said, like, if it wasn't for him, I might have ended up on YouTube, but probably not in the same capacity that I was initially. Like, that was my initial drive. Him, Berleezy, and certain people. Those are the guys that I was looking at. So it's like, he helped me in that way, so this is me helping him the same fucking way. Because like I said, I'm not going for the okie doke, man. But on that note, peace.